Make up your mind and start today. Grab onto the plans you got and the plans that you decide to make. The world never stops turning, the clock never stops ticking. Wake up for good dreams, morning cigarette and the sunshine. We gotta change the world today.
His debut album, just like its title, caught the music industry totally off guard, making the young singer, guitarist, songwriter named Howie Combrink one of the freshest products on the scene right now. Eat While It's Hot is not only one of the fastest trending soft rock albums due out of the box approach, but a two-time 2015 SABC nominee. Can you imagine? The music video for his current hit single is getting pops and shout-outs from all corners, but it's laid back but on-point nature. But a lot of people don't even know that it was shot in one take. That's interesting. He joins me in studio now. Howie, good morning, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this album. I mean, at the moment, people are responding to it positively. They're loving the vibe. They are responding to the voice, the guitar elements. What is it about your sound at the moment?
It's actually the support has been phenomenal over the last couple of months. Especially with the nominations and stuff. But I kind of wrote the album I wrote an album that I wanted to write, and I kept it within a commercial sort of structure, and I think people are kind of digging it. Might be something a bit different, which is...
What comes first? There's the singer, who everybody's responding to, great voice, the guitarist and the songwriter. What came first?
I'd probably say the songwriter. For many years I've been writing for other artists, and I'd never really gotten to writing my own stuff. And I couldn't find something that I actually enjoyed writing and performing, I'd write some stuff for people that suits their particular style of music or whatever the case may be. But and then I found the acoustic guitar and a whole new concept of writing on the acoustic guitar. And that's when this sort of, this acoustic, folky type sound started shining, and that's kind of what latched onto my heart, I suppose.
You talk about this different concept of writing. I mean, what does the acoustic guitar do for you now as a songwriter that none of the other instruments that you... And I'm not saying that you didn't have a love for songwriting, but when you find your thing, your niche, you fall in love with it.
Yes, yeah. Well, I used to write a lot initially. I'm not a very good piano player, but I would usually sort of write on piano first. It tends to be a bit easier because everything's kind of there, whereas on a guitar it's all there, And I think just the sound in general, it's as soon as people hear an acoustic guitar, it takes them to a certain place, and that as a songwriter, if you get inspired by that sound, you can write appropriately, around it.
What a lot of people don't know, and you've been labelled as this very carefree artist and it comes across naturally, that takes a lot of hard work to get it to that level, or is that as natural as it comes?
No, I think it's quite natural, man. I like to just sort of set my eye on the goal and just move forward, without any distraction. And if people have, whether it's good things is always like positive and supportive, but if there's any negativity, I just don't really have too much time to dwell with negativity. I like to just keep pushing forward, and I suppose that's maybe why people see me as someone who doesn't really care too much, but actually I care a lot more inside.
You've got the song on radio at the moment, it's getting really positive responses. You put out the music video, getting positive responses. The music video is an interesting story because you had to shoot it. Was the concept originally when you sat down with the team and said, guys, we're going to do this in one take?
No.
It sounded easier.
No, it was the complete opposite. I sort of had an idea. We had discussed what the general concept of the video would be. The people sort of falling in behind me as I walked down the streets in Maboneng precinct. But then I was working very closely with a company called RADA, who's an organization who I partnered with on this video. And when I got to the set at 5:36 in the morning in Arts on Main, Maboneng precinct, the director was like, so we're doing this in one shot, and I kind of laughed, and I was like, yeah, no, for sure, cool, whatever, So when's the first shot, when's the first scene? And he's like, no, really, we're doing this in one shot. So they didn't want to tell me because they wanted that sort of element of surprise. They believed that it brings out a particular performance from the artist, if you don't inform them, because otherwise I probably would have sort of lay awake in my bed all night trying to think of what to do, Whereas the way it came out is perfect. It's natural and the way it's
One shot, 40 takes.
One shot, 40 takes, many bends.
Talk to me about the nominations very quickly, because all artists, and I think we're starting to understand as artists the value of being nominated and winning.
Yes.
Because in the past we would heard artists say, well, you know, I do music for the sake of music and I'm not interested in the awards, but the awards are important. These props are important.
Yeah, I see the South African music awards as it's the one time of the year we get to celebrate the South African music industry. You know, it's the biggest awards show in that field.
You've been nominated twice.
I've got 2 nominations this year, yes. Best Newcomer and Best Adult Contemporary of the year. And it came to me as a big surprise, actually. I went to the press conference, the announcements and stuff, and I was sort of just going there for the networking and everything, and checking all these big artists walking in and through the building, and next thing, I was nominated. And it's amazing. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Well, Howie, we love the music. You're still with us for another 2 performances. That's Howie Combrink, and he's talking about his debut album, vying for 2 statues in the South African Music Awards. The album is called Eat It While It's Hot, and it's running for Best Newcomer and Best Adult Contemporary. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Love the music, share it with us. Morning Live at SABC.
But I pray you stay the same, my darling. No, don't change a thing. No, now don't you be the one to say goodbye. Don't